Most investors start strong and then lose money because they confuse activity with strategy. In this video, I will show you exactly how I am structuring my 2026 investment portfolio. The same principles that have helped me to recover from losses and grow consistently year after year. I'm Isaac Jonas, a Zimbabwean-Canadian economist and trader, and I've learned that investing isn't about luck or hype. It's a marathon, not a sprint. In this episode, I will walk you through 3 core lessons that shaped my investment approach. 1. Building a solid emergence fund before investing. 2. Understanding why time in the market beats trying to time the market. 3. Focusing on undervalued, cash flow positive companies with great leadership. Then I'll break down my 2026 game plan, how I'm using options strategically, managing risk, and staying disciplined and emotionally and financially smart. If you are serious about building wealth the smart way, this video will give you the exact framework I use. No hype, just data, discipline, and direction. Let's dive in, and remember to subscribe and hit the like button. Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to Streetwise Economics. Before we begin, this video is not financial advice. It's simply me sharing how I plan to structure my own investment portfolio for 2026 based on my personal experience and the lessons I have learned over the years. I grew up in Zimbabwe, and one thing I didn't learn much about was how to invest wisely. Fast forward today, I've been investing in the stock market for several years, and I started with just 300 Canadian dollars, slowly but building my confidence over time, and I've learned through experience. Since 2023, my portfolio has grown at an average of 30% per year, and today it's a healthy 6-figure portfolio. So, what I'm sharing here is what has worked for me, real lessons and not theory. I'm gonna share the first lesson that I've learned over time. Number one, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Whether you are new or you are not, it's very tempting to chase quick wins or time the market perfectly. But I've learned over time that the hardest thing to do in investing is often to not do anything. That is to do nothing. Just letting time and compounding do their work. Lesson number 2, to build a strong emergent fund first. This is very important because before you think about stocks, make sure you can cover 6 to 12 months of expenses. That way, when markets fall, you don't panic sell your investments. The stock market never moves in a straight line. In my Streetwise Economics podcast, I've spoken with fund managers who have managed billions, and they repeat that one thing. It is very key. You need a stable base to make rational decisions. And hear it from me. When the market dips, that's when I get so excited because great businesses go on sale. Take April 2025 as an example. When President Trump announced the tariffs, markets tumbled. Companies such as Amazon, Meta, Mail, Spy, Google, and all dropped sharply. Again, by the way, this is just something that you can easily see from the past, and this keeps on happening again and again. And during this time, I was buying. Within months, those positions bounced back and it paid off. That moment taught me that the best time to buy high quality companies is often when fear is at its highest. Notice that I say high quality companies. Lesson number 3 that I've learned over time is that time in the markets beats trying to time the markets. I guess it was Peter Lynch who coined this phrase. You can't predict exactly when a stock will rise, but if you hold long enough strong companies over time, history shows that you will likely outperform those constantly jumping in and out. Even the best investors like Warren Buffett, the late Charlie Munger, admit that they can't time the market perfectly. So instead of predicting short-term moves, I focus on staying invested long enough for compounding to work. Now, the part 2 of this video, I'm now going to share with you my 2026 portfolio strategy, having shared with you the key lessons that I've learned over the past couple of years. Let's talk about my thinking in terms of how I will structure my 2026 investment portfolio. Going into 2026, I'm looking to invest in undervalued companies trading below their intrinsic value. Some stocks are overvalued right now, especially in the tech sector and the AI side of the US equities market, while others are quietly sitting on bargain levels. So here is what I'm looking for. One, companies with a strong balance sheet, lots of cash, and low long-term debt. Two, positive free cash flows, prove that they can generate real money. Three, exceptional leadership, honest and capable management. And that means I spend most of my time doing research to make sure that the checklist that I have, it ticks off all these boxes. So these three that I've mentioned, in my experience, eliminate about 80% of the market noise. If you look at the US stock exchange, the NASDAQ, even the New York Stock Exchange as an example, that most, let's say even 80% of those companies there, they don't meet this criteria. So once I have that 20% that I screen, I then follow them closely, waiting to pound. I'm turning 40 next year, God willing. So I'm still, on average, I still have time on my side. At least that's what I think. So I can take some calculated risk, but I'm patient. I'm also waiting for the high quality companies to drop temporarily without their fundamentals breaking. Once the fundamentals break out, or there's a structural change in that business, then I have to reassess whether it's still not too risky. So when that happens, I plan on using LIPS. That is a long-term core option that expires 1 or 2 years out to gain exposure at a lower cost. I focus on high delta LIPS, meaning these are options with prices that move almost in step with the stock. That gives me leverage while keeping my risk measurable. I will avoid overvalued, hype-driven names and instead focus on my sake of competence. That is, industries or sectors that I truly understand, as Buffett likes to say. For me, that's technology, fintech, and consumer platforms. Right now, many stocks are overpriced, but within the sector, there are pockets of value. So my plan is to keep a watch list of 15 to 20 companies I understand deeply, monitor them, and strike when the opportunity arises. I also keep at least about 20% of my portfolio in cash. That's my opportunity fund. When markets drop suddenly, that's my dry powder to buy quality stocks at a discount. Now, moving on to part 3 of this video, I'm going to talk about portfolio discipline and emotional intelligence, because building wealth takes time and patience is everything. Most of my investing success, at least so far, has come from researching, reading, and waiting, and just not reacting to anything and everything. Every month, I save a portion of my income, reinvest dividends, and use income strategies like cash secured puts to earn premium while waiting to buy stocks I like at a discount, and writing covered calls on shares I already own to generate extra income. But I must emphasize, options carry risk and they are not for everyone. Use them only if you fully understand the downside. If I had new money today, I would rotate profits from overvalued names, at least sell some and lock in some gains and then rotate into some undervalued ones while keeping cash aside for flexibility. The truth is, nobody can predict the market with 100% accuracy. So, my mission is simple. I want to avoid what I don't understand. I want to avoid companies that look too expensive, and I want to stay within my circle of competence. The emotional side is just as critical. Many investors panic after buying because they didn't read enough or understand what they owned. That's why I believe emotional intelligence is a superpower in investing. I spend more time reading annual reports, listening to earnings calls, and understanding macro trends than watching stock tickers go up and down. Knowledge builds conviction, and conviction helps you stay calm even when volatility hits. So that's how I'm structuring my portfolio for 2026 with patience, discipline, and a focus on value and fundamentals. If you'd like to learn more or connect with others who think long term about investing and even trading, you can join my trading community through www.streetwiseeconomics.com. We share insights, ideas, and strategies there on a regular basis. And remember, this isn't about copying anyone's portfolio. It's about building a framework that fits your own goals, your own risk tolerance, and your stage of life. I will be sharing a separate video soon on my 2026 trading plan. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notification bell so that you don't miss it. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are, thank you so much. And I wish you well in your investing journey. Stay wise, stay patient, and stay streetwise. Bye bye for now.